I have a problem, an addiction. I'm addicted to my phone. I go to check an email, and before I know it, I've watched videos for an hour. Well, who cares? I'm old, but I'm told kids are being hurt.
Attention spans are declining.
Social psychologist Jonathan Haidt wrote this book about it.
Levels of anxiety, depression, self-harm were pretty stable from the late 90s through 2010. All of a sudden, the rates go up, way up, especially for girls.
He says it's because smartphones changed a play-based childhood with friends to a phone-based childhood alone.
Once they get a smartphone, as you see in the graph, time with friends plunges. That's one of the best things you can do as a kid is hang out with your friends, joke around, have adventures. If your kids went through puberty on a smartphone with social media, they came out different than human beings before that.
He says this change began in 2012.
The iPhone 4 has the first front-facing camera, that's 2010. Instagram comes out in 2010, but it doesn't get popular until 2012.
I was working for a social media company.
My son now makes his living speaking to students about how their phones hook them.
Social media companies make their money on advertising, which basically means the more of your time that we can take, the more money we make.
He says it's like a slot machine.
All the things we love about social media, those are the reward in the slot machine. So our experience using this stuff becomes bored, bored, bored. That was funny. Bored, bored, bored. Whoa, check that out. We get that hit every once in a while, which is like the reward in the slot machine that's there to keep us scrolling for hours and hours at a time.
The smartphone isn't intrinsically a gambling machine.
Haidt says some apps are worse than others.
Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, those are the things that really shatter attention spans. In terms of exposure to things that are really dangerous, Snap is the worst. In terms of destroying your ability to pay attention, TikTok is the worst. In terms of destroying a teenage girl's sense of confidence, self-esteem, body image, Instagram is the worst.
Haidt says social media affects boys and girls differently.
If we check in on the kids at age 14, the girls are doing worse. They're more depressed and anxious. They're more messed up.
But as they age,
the girls are much more likely to have gone to college, gotten a job, and moved out of their parents' home. Boys are more likely to still be in the parents' basement playing video games. They never grew up. Real life is incredibly boring compared to a video game or porn. Real women are boring compared to porn, and they're difficult, whereas porn is easy. Each of these products is harming literally millions of children every year. They say so. They know it. All three of these companies, Meta, TikTok, and Snap, those are the ones that basically own childhood right now.
Teachers complain phone addiction makes it harder to teach.
When you and I were in school, imagine if they said, you can take your TV into class. You couldn't possibly learn. Teachers can't get through to students.
These are big problems, and phones are addictive, but do these really wreck kids' lives? When I was born, experts claimed comic books wrecked kids' lives. Then they worried that video games make kids violent.
These games teach a child to enjoy inflicting torture.
But as violent games became more popular, youth violence declined.
Correlation does not equal causation.
Psychologist Chris Ferguson says we don't know that smartphones cause real problems. Teen depression is skyrocketing, up 145% for girls since 2010.
Teen suicide was actually very high in the early 1990s, which everybody's forgotten about, and then it decreased.
Before social media.
Way before social media.
It's true that there was a previous wave of suicide. That appears to be linked to leaded gas. When you ban leaded gas, you no longer get so much lead into the developing brain.
We won't debate that in this video, but a number of researchers say the data doesn't prove that smartphones harm kids. Jonathan Haidt's book is full of data.
Dr. Haidt has cherry-picked a lot of data and presented only the data that support his narrative.
I am not cherry-picking. I am the only one in this debate who has picked all of the cherries and laid them out on a blanket.
On his website, Haidt does lay out alternative arguments like teen marijuana use, the decline of marriage.
My theory is the only plausible one out there. No one's even proposed one that will work across so many countries. When you ask people to get off of social media for more than a week, on average, their levels of depression and anxiety get down.
His book suggests parents get together and set limits.
No smartphone before high school.
But all my friends have one.
For now, they do. But what if it was only most of your friends who have one? Then it's much easier.
He wants government to step in. He proposes.
No social media till 16.
But this is how I communicate with my friends.
Couldn't you communicate by calling them or texting them or emailing them?
So the phone that just texts is okay.
It's much better than uploading photos of yourself in a bikini and watching to see who likes your photo of yourself in a bikini.
He says schools should ban phones, and many have, telling kids, put your phones in locked bags until you're outside of school. But some parents oppose that.
Parents have become very accustomed to being able to reach their kids 24/7.
What's the cost of banning it in schools?
Unintended negative consequences. Are we suspending kids for their cell phone use? A lot of schools are. And that can cause real harm to the kids.
After one school system banned phones,
Mental health referrals went up after the ban. Bullying behaviors went up.
Chris is cherry picking. He's pointing to the one story that I've ever seen where it backfired. When schools ban phones, the results are overwhelmingly positive. Kids are trapped and parents are trapped. They know that life would be better if they didn't spend 5 or 6 hours a day on social media. They know that, but they can't help it.
soon I'll post 2 more videos about this. In one, I'll give Ferguson more time to argue why this is just another moral panic. My son makes a living speaking at schools about social media use.
Yeah.
He's wasting time?
Yes.
And I'll give Jonathan Haidt more time to explain where my son Max is not wasting his time. And Haidt has many other interesting things to say. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please click that button to help us make more.